In Kenya today, many people have experienced fraud, jealous neighbors, relatives, and all forms of land-related or real estate-related fraud. I'll start by giving a story, but before then, my name is Reuben Kimani. I'm the CEO of Username Investment Limited. One of the best way to protect your property is by placing something called a caveat. We have been buying many parcels of properties as a company. The property we transform into projects where you buy those very affordable plots. We do serious due diligence. It's heavy, it's a long process, and one of the things we do is a land registry search. If there's a caveat, we will be able to know. And this time we were buying a property, quite a big property, and we did a lot. The due diligence, visiting the neighbors, checking with the relatives, meeting this person, we negotiated, we did a green card search, we did a land search and many other things. And once the land search was out, after a long grueling process of doing due diligence, we realized there was a caution. Interestingly, this caution was placed by the same person who was selling land to us. Upon asking them why they did so, this person said they were afraid more so about relatives and people who are looking to get some interest in that property. So what did he do? He just placed a caveat. And over many years, no one interfered with the land. And that's something that you can consider today, and I'll be telling you what a caveat is and how to place it. So this caveat was able to save this particular vendor or the person selling land to us. And interestingly enough, he's the same person who removed it. He just placed an application and the caution was removed and we purchased the property. So as per his wants, this person was protected by a simple thing called caveat. So the question is, how do you place a caveat in Kenya? And what is a caveat? A caveat is basically a warning or a caution put against a property. How do you know a caveat has been placed? Of course, by doing a search, a land search as the Ministry of Lands. The results will be able to show. The lodging of a caveat of our property is basically a way of telling someone who wants to deal with the property or has interest in the property to be aware that the fact that someone interest has already been prioritized. A caveat is also a general notice to the effect that no action in relation to the property. The property can be your house, and there can be a plot of land you have bought from Username Investment. No action will be taken without first informing the person who gave the first notice. So 4 steps or 4 things or 4 documents you need to be able to place a caution. Very easy. The number 1 is the prescribed form LR22. Number 2, you need an affidavit explaining the interest of the person putting the caveat on the land. You cannot just put a caveat on the land out of malicious attempt. Number 3, you need a copy of title deed as expected. And number 4, you need to have a prescribed fee by the Ministry of Lands. The registrar then gives notice in writing to the proprietor, informing them that the property has been affected. Of course, a caution has been placed. As long as the caution remains registered, no disposition which is inconsistent with it shall be registered, except with the consent of the person who put the caution or by order of the court. So as long as the caution is registered, no one can interfere with the property except by the consent of the cautioner, the person who put the caution in the first place, or by order of court. So it is very simple. You need to fill the prescribed form LR22. Number 2, you need an affidavit explaining the interest of the person who is placing the caveat on the land. Number 3, a copy of title deed and some small fee the Lands Office. I believe that is easy to explain. That's something that you can remember. But one thing to remember is the fact that a caution can save your property, a plot of land, or a house from jealous parties. It can be relatives, it can be other people, it just can be conmen from taking over interest over your property. We'll be having lawyers in the future sitting on this desk and on this panel to be able to explain more. I believe Kenyans have so many questions about land and law and many other things, and we can really help you be able to understand them. Now you know how to place a caution. In the coming video, please watch it. We'll be telling you how to remove a caution. Please subscribe down there. Click on that link button, that bell button, so that you are notified every time we upload this very beneficial content to you. We'd also ask you to share with your friends. Don't benefit alone. Comment there, we'll be able to answer your question, and I'm very grateful that you are watching today. This is Real Estate in Kenya with Reuben Kimani. I wish you a nice day.